Okay, welcome back, everybody. I'm going to now, I told you I was going to do another example of soil. And so what I'm going to do is I went out to the pond, and when you make ponds, they use a certain type of soil in order for the pond to keep water so it doesn't percolate through. I've decided after I've been talking about these two different soils that I want to go ahead and do another demonstration. Okay, I'll put those on this lab as well. Okay, so anyhow, this here is the soil from the pond. Okay, and I can tell right now just by touching it, by feeling it, that it is definitely different. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the soil just like I did the last one. Okay, and I'm going to take a section of the soil. Okay, and I'm going to put it on the napkin. Now, I'm going to say, look at the difference here. Okay, what can you tell me is different about this soil compared to this soil just by looking at the grass? Well, I can say that this grass is much more vibrant than this grass here. Okay, that would lend me to understand that maybe this has more nutrients in it. Well, the reason it might have more nutrients in it is because this is able to keep the nutrients inside the soil. Okay, clay soil, which is what I think this is going to be, isn't going to be able to keep as much moisture, number one, and number two, it's not going to be able to keep as many nutrients in it. Okay, so I'm going to do the lab the same way we did the last one. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the pieces of grass and all the roots out of there. Okay, and I'm going to break this up. Now, because this is clay and because I got it close to the pond, it is going to be wetter than the other soil. Okay, reason being is that once it gets wet, it stays. It can stay wet because the particles are much smaller in clay than they are in sand or silt. Okay, so I'm going to just take this here and I'm going to break it up. Try to get as many roots out of it as possibly I can. So you can see a big root right there. So anyhow, got this broken up. Okay, looks like I got enough of the material for me to do this lab. Okay, get any rocks. So like right here, I just got a big pebble right here. I want to make sure that I get that out of there. Okay, and just kind of pick through it. Okay, I can already tell you that I can tell the difference just by feeling the soil, that the soil that we did earlier was more of a silty loam, okay, which is what we determined that soil was. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about this much soil, okay, just enough to put in the palm of my hand, okay, about that much. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, okay, and I'm going to add a little bit of water just like I did the last time. Okay, I don't want to add too much, just enough to make it where it's pliable. Okay, so remember how we did the last lab. Now every once in a while I might get like a rock or something like that I missed when I was cleaning it out, which is fine. I can just take those out when I need to. Okay, so your orange paper that you're using. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with this about 2 teaspoons of soil. Okay, so put it in a ball. Does the soil stay in a ball when I squeeze on it? The answer is yes, it does. Okay, if it was sand, it would just fall apart. Okay, so now next question is, place the ball of soil between your thumb and forefinger. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Okay, and I'm just going to gradually turn it into a ribbon. Okay, ribbon meaning that it's thin. Okay, and I'm going to then make it into a ribbon, and I'm going to keep moving it up. Okay, so does it stay in a ball? Does it stay together? The answer is yes. Okay, so this is definitely not loamy sand. Okay, So you're following along on the key for the soil texture. Okay, so the last one that we did, it said soil is less than 1 inch long before it started to break. Okay, so now I'm going to, okay, so I'm going to go like that there, and that is an inch or more. Okay, so does the soil make a medium ribbon 1 to 2 inches long before it breaks? And I'd say yes, it still is. Okay, now I could also say, does the soil make a strong ribbon 2 inches or longer before it breaks? Okay, so I'm going to look at that, and I'm going to say it's starting to break, and that is probably 1 to 2 inches. Okay, so now I'm going to say, does this soil, I'm going to say yes on 1 to 2 inches before it breaks. Okay, that's about 1 to 2 inches. Okay, does the soil feel gritty? Yes or no? Okay, I'm going to say that it is not gritty at all. It is very smooth. Okay, so I'm going to go no. So that means that this soil here is clay loam or silty clay loam. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle or underline silty clay or clay loam or silty clay loam. Okay, now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to find, okay, silty clay loam, okay, and clay loam. Okay, so I'm going to look at this right here. Okay, and I'm going to, it says silty clay loam or clay loam, so I'm going to go in the middle of those two, okay, because it's determining that it is one of these right here. So I'm just going to make this point right here, okay, and that is going to be determined by the lab here of the texture lab. Okay, now I want to find out the percentage. Okay, so once again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down from 0 to 100 on the silt and find out how much silt is on there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this here is the angle that I'm going to go, okay, to here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line this way here. I'm going to draw a line this way here, okay, and then I'm going to draw a line this way here. Okay, so I'm going to find out that it's 45% silt, okay, 45% silt, and I'm going to then find that it is 20% sand, and then I'm going to find out that it is 35% clay. Now, once again, if I take those numbers and I add them up, they should equal 100%. Okay, so definite difference between these two soils. Okay, now it could have been a really, really clay soil. It could have been a really sandy soil. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another lab. Okay, and this lab is going to show the difference between these two soils. Okay, on their permeability. Okay, or their porosity. Okay, we'll talk about permeability and we'll talk about porosity in the next lab. Okay, I hope you guys are successful with this lab, and just let me know if you have any questions. We'll talk to you later. Bye.